Good morning and welcome back to my channel. I'm recording this very, very early in the morning, so that's why my voice sounds kind of groggy. I apologize. But what I wanted to talk about is, as you can see, the screen grab says adversity and the definition therein. And what I want to talk about is how we as Black people have to collectively let go of the ideology that terrorism and abuse is a form of adversity. For 500 years, we've gone through some form of terrorism and abuse collectively as Black folks worldwide. And because we've gone through it so long, with the help of religion, we actually see any bad or negative thing that we go through as adversity. And we inadvertently seem to think that, well, what does not kill us makes us stronger. The problem is we're not a stronger people. We're a traumatized people. We're a terrorized people. Because if all of this abuse and terrorism was to truly make us stronger, we would have the best neighborhoods. We'd have the smartest children. We would have the best that the world had to offer, because we would understand that all this adversity, which is really terrorism and abuse, made us stronger people. Now, the reason why this is so important, that we need to learn to do the work to get rid of this, and we need to drop this mental enslavement, is because scientists have now discovered, not figured, well, they didn't really discover it either, that whatever trauma and abuse you go through, that if it is strong enough, it literally gets encoded into your DNA. Now, most of you are thinking, well, why is that such a big deal? Well, because you can pass that down to your children and your grandchildren. Right now, what we're going through, we are living through the trauma that our parents and our grandparents are going through. And so because they have gone through it, it's encoded in them. How we react is encoded into us. And when we go through it, we pass it down to our children. That's just the biological aspects. That doesn't even say anything to the social aspects, which is happening worldwide. China invading Africa under the guise of helping. The police are putting handcuffs on our 5, 6 years old, putting 11 and 12-year-olds in chokeholds, trying to sell bottles of water. This is the sort of thing that we're sitting back saying, okay, well, we don't have the power, but this is going to make us stronger people. These acts are not meant to make us stronger. They're meant to terrorize us so profoundly that even our grandchildren's grandchildren will be affected. And it is up to us at the here and now, the generations that are alive, to make sure that this programming does not infect our DNA. Part of what's going on in its energy work, whether you are a Christian who prays, a Muslim who prays, agnostic, an energy worker, voodoo, we need to learn to make sure that that energy does not stay within our body and does not have a chance to encode itself onto our DNA. So what we need to do is the act of protection, prayers and invocations of protection, the acts of transmutation, or transmutate. And if you think that transmutate is some esoteric thing, every time you go into a job, you know you have to act one way at the job versus how you act at home. That's an act of transmutation. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a series of videos. It's going to be about manifesting, because manifesting is transmutation. And we're going to get this ball rolling so that our grandchildren's grandchildren will only know hope and desire instead of what we call adversity. Another example, adversity is where you put down some crops. You're going to, grow some food, but the water comes in and it rains and floods. It ruins your harvest. That's an act of adversity. Someone coming over, flying over your crops, dumping fuel and then lighting on fire, that's an act of terrorism. So you have to understand what we are going through is not adversity. It's terrorism. And we need to take the steps to stop it. Thank you. Share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.